to share something with you. That might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from here, and this has been like a therapy session.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. I'm here with one quarter of the Smith brothers, Callum Smith. Callum, wow, what a press conference. Probably one of the most edgiest press conferences I've ever been to, man. What did you make of it all?
Yeah, it gets people talking. I think that's what the public likes. Me personally, I just get to the fight and do your talking in there. But look, it's good for generating interest, I suppose. So it's an exciting one. We've got the weigh-in tomorrow. Probably a few more antics, and then hopefully the fight lives up to it.
I mean, how do you see this fight then? Obviously, I've been talking to everyone in the gym, from Josh Taylor, from your brother Paul, to Scott Forrest, Aston Brown. They're saying Liam's looking on fire. You're with him probably more than most. How's Liam been this camp?
Yeah, he's had a very good camp. Obviously, it's no cliche, but his camp's gone very well. He's had good sparring. He's performed very well. Obviously, I feel a few extra pounds will benefit him on the night. He feels good. He's a lot happier fight week than he normally is. But yeah, tactically, we believe we've got it spot on, and I think the fight could go many ways. I think a lot depends on what Eubank turns up, whether he tries to box, which he's been trying his last couple of fights, or whether he goes back to the Eubank we all well and know, and that's no standing and having a fight. But either way, we feel Liam's got it covered, and we're very confident as a team and as a family that he's good enough to get the job done.
Your name was brought up as well, that Eubank wasn't good enough to fight you, and Eubank said that you're the better brother. What did you make of all that as well?
No, I think it's just Liam. I think he made a comment in the gloves are off, you're just another Smith brother, and Liam stated if he was any good, he'd have boxed me in the World Series, but he weren't, he lost to Groves. So I think it was just Liam just correcting him on that part. We're very different. Stylistically, he'd have different tactics to fight me than he will Liam, but look, speaking from someone who's shared many rounds with Liam as the bigger man, Liam's a very good fighter. He's very clever, he's very educated when you're in with him, and I think a lot of fighters don't realise that until they're actually in with him. So I think Chris will get a shot with how clever Liam is. He's not just walk forward with a tight guard. There's a lot of thought process behind it, and as I say, stylistically I think it gels pretty well. It should be exciting, but an exciting fight that Liam wins.
I mean, there's a lot been made of all the mind games and stuff like that, but it seems like Liam held his own up there in terms of coming back with little things as well in that press conference. It seems like both men are unfazed by any of what was said and what was done.
Yeah, I've always said that. I think at the highest level you're not really going to intimidate someone before it. They've both probably been there and done it. They've both been in big fights against big opponents, so I don't think you're going to, at this level, you're not really going to win a fight at the press conference or win a fight at a head-to-head. They've been there and done it, and I don't think they're either phased. It just kind of generates interest in the fight, which is what they both want, and I said the fight should live up to it stylistically. It should gel pretty well, and hopefully it's a good one for the neutral, but hopefully a better one for us as a team.
If it all worked out for you banging that World Boxing Super Series and you did fight him in the final, how would you have reacted to if he made general comments up there that he did to you? I know you're probably more placid than Liam, but how would you have reacted?
Yeah, just I don't know, it's hard to say at the time, but no, I'm not one to start it, but I'll reply when needs be. I'll always stand up for myself, and I've always just been a big believer in I stay calm. That's just in day-to-day life and pretty laid back, and the minute I step in the ring I switch on and I become a little bit more spiteful, which you need to be. But build up to build up. I think with pay-per-view fights you'd always see a little bit more of a spicy build up, and that's what the general public want. That's what Sky probably want as a broadcaster, and you want more people to pay to watch the fight. And I think putting these two, because they're so different in personality, it was always going to clash with war of words and stuff, and hopefully, like I say, the fight will live up to the build up, and if it does, then it should be good.
Okay, but let's talk about you then. Obviously the light heavyweight division's on fire right now. It's a great time to be in it, Callum, and obviously I'm hearing you might be out in March sometime. Is that true?
Yeah, hopefully that is the plan. I think obviously Beterbiev and Yarde fight next week, and then the winner has to fight me, but look, it's a good fight, but I believe Beterbiev wins, and if that's the case, then I think he does Ramadan, for his religion in March, April. So by the time he gets back in camp, it's probably looking like end of summertime by the time I fight him. So I didn't want to wait from August, the Border League fight, to possibly August, and sit out the ring 12 months ago into the most important fight in my career. So I want to fight, and they said they can get me out in March, so we're hopefully just trying to get that over the line now and get it announced. And it's a headline in my city. It's going to have to be a decent opponent with so I'm in the gym. I'm aiming to improve, and I always aim to become a better fighter and aim to deliver on the night. And this fight will be no different. Yeah, I've got a lot to lose, but if I'm good enough to go and win all the belts, which I believe I am, I should beat anyone else who's put in front of me in the meantime.
You seem very confident that it's Beterbiev. Are you giving Yarde any hope in this fight?
No, look, I'm not very confident. I think at the minute I believe he's the number one in the division. Yeah, I believe Bivol done a very good job beating Canelo, but I think for me, Beterbiev has been the number one in the division for a few years now. I wouldn't be surprised if Yarde won. Yarde's very heavy-handed. He's quite athletic. He's got quick hands and stuff. I just think unless Beterbiev showed any signs of aging, he has just turned 38, but he hasn't really looked old just yet. Obviously, you can't take a lot from his last fight. It was over pretty quick, but unless he has, I think he should have a little bit too much for Yarde. But I wouldn't be surprised with a Yarde win. They're both big punches, and like I said before, in previous interviews, Beterbiev has been down twice as a professional. He isn't invincible. And if the way he is lose, it will be by hitting him and knocking him out, and Yarde's certainly capable of that.
If all goes well and you do think that Beterbiev does win, right time, you mentioned his age, is it the right time for you to get to Beterbiev then and beat him?
I believe so, yeah. I think timing plays a lot. He's a champion I fully respect. I rate him very highly. He isn't getting any younger, and everything comes to an end, and someone will beat him at some point. And I believe now I'm performing the best I've ever performed, and I believe I'm at my peak. So if I can't beat him now, then I'll probably never beat him. So I just think, I'm not saying he's over the hill, because like I said, he hasn't shown any signs of it just yet, but I just think time and with myself, I'm performing better than I ever have. I feel better than I ever have, and I'm still improving, which is a good sign. So I just think now's the right time for me to go and make the jump and hopefully win the belts.
Eddie Hearn put out a wish list for 2023. Did you see it? You against Buatsi?
Yeah, look, it's a good division. There's a lot of tough fights. You can make 8-10 fights just out the light heavyweight division of mixing us all up together, and hopefully they will happen. Boxing's been a sport over so many years where a lot of the tough fights haven't happened, and hopefully this generation this year we can all get in, mix it up, and see who comes out on top, which I believe is me.
There you go. I was going to say that you believe it's you. Listen, Callum, I believe there's probably more media want to chat to you as well, because it seems very, very busy in here, so I'll let you get on, and I'll probably be, if the fight does get announced in March, I'll be in Liverpool to watch it. So thank you very much, brother. Thank you, Callum. Thank you.
I'm going to share something with you that might put me in a very negative light, yeah.
Relationships are not my forte.
See if someone grabbed up my wife or something, completely different ballgame.
I'll walk away from it, and this has been like a therapy session.